Hey y'all, it's your boy here, RebelSquaw, coming at you from my backyard. Uh, to start off, you're probably going to hear a lot of dogs barking throughout this video. There's a disclaimer. So, what I'm doing today, as you can see in the title, is I'm doing 15 questions that I had somebody write up for me to answer. But they were curious about me. So, I haven't read these questions yet. They're all right here on this pad of paper. I haven't read any of them yet. So, this is kind of like a live slash non-live version of me answering these questions. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So question number one is, what would your perfect day be like? Probably waking up in a tent. Um, Waking up in a tent right on the edge of the Muskegon River down in Leota, the high banks. Anybody from Michigan knows what I'm talking about, at least that area in Michigan. And pretty much just spending the day out there, spending the day out in the woods with alcohol. So, but other than that, that'd be all I need. And hopefully I can get to all these questions. If I can't, then I'll do a part 2 to the video. Question number 2, when are you the happiest? Really, I think that the answer to that is whenever I'm either out in the woods or in nature, or if I'm exploring abandoned places. It depends on what my day is like, whether or not I'm going to be happy that day. What's your favorite song and why this song? Walk the Line. I Walk the Line by Johnny Cash. I mean, I have the shit tattooed, so. And why that song? I think it's because it can have a lot of meaning. It can be interpreted in different ways, and I don't know. I've always connected with the song. Other than that, it's not really like a very in-depth, answer as to why I like it. I just like it. Question number 4 is, what is the first thing you notice about a person? Their demeanor, their the vibe that they give off. I'm one of those people. I'm very attentive around new people. So I watch the way that they carry themselves, the way that they approach me or approach somebody else. Like I said, it's their entire demeanor. That's the first thing that I go off of. Number 5, what does a successful relationship look like to you? Communication obviously is key. Trustworthiness. Being able to openly express, if you're feeling some type of way about something, being able to communicate that to them. Being able to, enjoy the time that you spend together, and also understanding that everybody, needs their own time to themselves too. So it comes down to communication, understanding, and trust. Number 6, if you could describe yourself in 5 words, what would they be? Hilarious, butt ass ugly, resourceful, adaptable, and caring. That's what I would think. I want to show you guys this too. For those of you who haven't seen this yet, this is my new Schrade full tang bushcraft knife. I'd show you all that. Still very, very sharp blade. You can hear it. Stays right there.
Number 7, what's one thing people will never know about you just by looking at you? I would probably say most of the time, if you look at me, I'm either, I'm joking about something, or, I'm laughing about something. Probably that I do have a lot of depression issues. Like I said, I'm usually not very vocal about it unless it's the people I trust. So, in a general everyday scenario, if you were to just be walking by me or just meet me, you're not gonna know that I have a lot of mental health issues. I keep them pretty locked up tight as much as I can, so probably that. What slang or trend makes you feel old? Slang or trend that makes me feel old. Shit, I think honestly, like for me, I mean, I'm sure people, kids around the age that I was, like still go over and like stay the night at their friend's house. Is probably that, because my generation did that a lot. At least me and my friends did. Like every weekend we'd be, somebody was staying the night at the other person's house or whatever. Probably that, because I don't see it a whole lot. But I'm sure it happens, but I just don't see it a whole lot. It's probably that. Slang-wise, I never really had slang. At least, I never really cared for it. Number 9. Never have I ever made a wish at a fountain. I mean, yeah, I have. It was one of those things that everybody did, so I have many times. Not a fucking millionaire yet, so obviously mine didn't come true. Alright, number 10. And there's 15 of these, by the way. 15. What is something beautiful you see every day? That guy right there. Or at least when it is out. The sun, nature. I mean, nature in general. Honestly. What if someone wrote a story about you? What would you be considered a hero? Would you be considered a hero or a villain in your story? That depends on that depends on who's writing the story right there. Because if it's one of my ex-girlfriends, more than likely I'm the motherfucking villain. But I would say the hero, probably. I would assume. There you go. I got a hole where my nipple is. Number 12. Would you rather be tiny as a fly or massive as a dinosaur? I don't know. I mean, I'm a pretty large guy, so I feel like it would be natural for me to be large as a dinosaur. But at the same time, if I was as tiny as a fly, I could fuck with a lot of people. Number 13. Who is the most annoying celebrity according to you? Oh, that changes every day. Probably any of the Kardashians. I just always found them very fucking annoying. And any celebrity who tries to use their fame to push a political agenda, or that they think that because they are famous that they should be, that their thoughts and opinions should be held in high regard when it comes to anything other than Hollywood stuff. Like, that's what you're good at. Stick to it. Unless you're Keanu Reeves, because he literally can fucking do anything. The guy can shoot better than I can, so I'm just saying. Number 14, if you had to be one cartoon character, which would you choose? Fucking Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, because the fucker can eat anything and not get fat. I would enjoy that. Moving on. And number 15, last one. This is a long one. If you had a dinner party and had to invite a musician, a politician, a famous couple, and only one family member, who would you invite? What would you be serving? Where would you have it? And what would be on your dinner playlist? Dinner playlist would either be country music or rock music. Musician, if they're alive, probably Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, and dead, obviously Johnny Cash, or Luke Combs. I would definitely invite him as well. A politician, the only politicians that I know are like famous ones. Probably Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he was governor of California, so that does count as a political figure. He's not that anymore, but fuck it. And who else doesn't want to have the fucking Terminator in their house? That's not trying to kill you. A famous couple. Fuck, I don't know. And only one family member. My sister. And that includes her kids, because wherever she goes, they go. So, fucking, I'm breaking the rules. What would you be serving? Barbecue. Brisket. Venison. Where would you have it? The White House dining room, because I'm pretty sure they have enough room for everybody. And what would be on your dinner playlist? Oh, like I already said, like either country or rock music. So, those are the 15 questions that I was given. Now, I do have other people thinking of some as well. I went on my Facebook and just kind of sent it out to a couple people so that they could ask me the same thing. So, I will be working on that. So, hopefully, you guys get to see that here pretty soon. So maybe that'll actually be the part 2 to this video. Other than that, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. If so, please like and comment down below any questions that you, that you would like to ask me as well. If they are repeated questions, obviously I have to answer it at some point. But try to think of some really original questions too. There's some pretty good ones on here that I liked. And it can be a longer one, or it can be just a couple word sentence, whatever. It doesn't matter. So, as I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends about us over here at RebelSquaw, because we can always use the support. And as always, thank you for watching. I'm going to see you guys in the next video.